Never thought I'd leave my boat.
Tell me again. Why is this crazy?
Because our boat, well, only can get a 2-to-1
Scope.
Hi, welcome to Secondhand Sailors. I'm Turner.
I'm Renee.
I hope y'all enjoy the video.
Good morning. We have been here in Gulfport Marina since we bought our boat 2 years ago. We've been refitting and trying to get it ready for worldwide travel. This morning we got here early and it was so quiet and peaceful, and it's just so lovely to get here to the marina in the morning before anybody else is up and people are out and about. And it's just, we took a little walk down by the beach before we came to the boat, and it's just really peaceful there, and I like that. And it's kind of one of the things that you enjoy a lot about sailing is the peacefulness of it. And so as we go today, our plan is to go out to ship, and that's our end goal, and then to come back to the marina and dock safely and to have everything hopefully turn out good. The wind is 0 this morning, but it is supposed to be building all day today, and this afternoon we have a 40% chance of rain and storms. So all of that is part of the gumbo that is our life in the Mississippi Sound. But before we get started going anywhere, coffee is a must. So the coffee pot is on and ready, so it's time to get us a nice cup of brew and head out. It is so hot here today.
It is 500 degrees. I'm cooking.
It's like 6 knots of wind coming out of the south, and probably about less than a half a foot of swell this morning. It's supposed to build today, but the wind's going to build up to about 8 knots. We should have us a real nice day running out here. We're going out towards Ship Island. I'm going to run the channel because I'm not sure how shallow it is out here on some of these little small areas where they pump mud over here. So we're just going to motor out here a little bit. Wind picks up a little bit, we'll get the sail back.
We're about 4 nautical miles from Ship Island and Fort Massachusetts, and we are going against the current right now. The current is coming straight down the channel towards us and has slowed our speed down dramatically. Looking like we're going to probably be a little later to arrive than what we had thought.
I think we're going to get out there about 1 o'clock.
Looking like 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock before we get there. And with that being the case, we probably won't have as much time to tour the island and go all over like we wanted to do. We're just going to have to make do with what we get. So
That ought to be about the time all the squalls start popping up this time of year.
the storm that's building that direction over Cat Island.
I only had some sparkle. Oh, good.
We're about a mile away from Ship Island right now, and I want to turn the camera around so that you can see Fort Massachusetts. There's your first glimpse of being able to actually see the fort. This is where we're headed, is to Ship Island. Ship Island is broken into 2 pieces, but they have filled a lot of this back in by dredging the channel and pumping the mud and all back in between here. It was cut in half during a hurricane. Right now we're coming out this channel headed towards Ship Island. Tell me when.
Never thought I'd leave my boat.
Tell me again. Why is this crazy?
Because our boat, well, only can get 2 to 1
Scope.
change right now, and
We are determined to get good YouTube footage for you folks.
I'm in that storm right here.
See the storm?
We live on the edge.
We're living on the edge today for sure. Turner is going to drop me off and I'm going to go get you some footage of the fort, and then he's going back to man the boat to make sure the boat doesn't drift. Ship Island was discovered by the French in 1699 by Pierre Le Moyne d'Iberville. Since it had the only deep-water harbor between Mobile Bay and the Mississippi River, it has been utilized extensively ever since. The U.S. claimed the island as part of the Louisiana Purchase in 1810. Fort Massachusetts is the only building on the island and was built just prior to the Civil War. Jeff Davis, the only president of the Confederacy, was actually Secretary of War for the United States in 1855 and oversaw its construction. Mississippi seceded from the Union in 1861 and took charge of the incompleted fort. However, they turned it over to Union forces after only 9 months. The Union housed Confederate prisoners of war here during that time. The island was like a small city. Up to 20,000 soldiers and sailors lived there at various times. Supplies were unloaded from ships, sick were tended, facilities were maintained, and rainwater was collected and wells were dug. Today, the fort is all that remains of this history. Prior to the Civil War, the British used Ship Island as a launching point in their failed attempt to take New Orleans during the War of 1812. Can you see how close Cat Island is? During the War of 1812 and 1814, they positioned 50 warships between here and there. Can't even imagine what it must have been like to live here then. It is 94 degrees today, sweltering, and the air feels too hot to breathe. Time for me to call my taxi. We're headed back in and you can see the buoys on either side of us. We've got the red ones on the right because we're returning, and you know the saying, red right returning. And we have the green buoys on our port side. And we're sailing right down the middle of the channel. Turner compares that to like NASCAR versus dirt track racing. He says dirt track racing, you do a little bit of wiggling back and forth. He said when you're sailing down the middle of the channel, sometimes you do a little bit of slide back and forth, and he can't leave the helm. He's got to stay close on it so that we don't wiggle our way out of the channel. It's fun. Sitting up here in the shade of the sail, it's so quiet, and I can hear the water lapping against the boat. I love sailing. Everything we're doing is prepping so that we can take longer journeys, bigger passages. We want to do a lot of really cool things on this boat, but we have to make sure that she's safe, and we have to test our skills. We've been testing our dinghies. We've got a bigger dinghy, we've got to get it here. You'll notice we took the small dinghy today. We want to get the bigger dinghy here and have it hanging on our davits. We don't like to clutter up the foredeck with dinghy. It just makes it easier for us. But it does squeak when we're sailing, so if you hear any squeaking, that's the dinghy. But we enjoy so much the peacefulness of sailing. The ride out this morning was more stressful because we motored the whole way, knowing that we didn't have enough wind this morning to sail. And we're headed back in, but we've got the wind and we've got the current with us, and it is just so lovely. So lovely. Well, we've finally been to Ship Island. I went onto the fort, got to tour it. I have to say, it really wasn't, it was kind of anticlimactic. So we're headed back home now, under sail, which is so much nicer. And the wind is blowing, you can feel it. We're getting about 6 knots of wind. The boat's moving at about 3 knots. Current going with us, so it's pushing us back. And it's just everything that the ride over was not. This ride is doing so much better. I'm pleased. We have had such a good day.